If you want to be a wizard, be the wizard now. What is up, alienARMy? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel, we discuss everything out of this world. Today, we are going to be talking about the Sorcerer's Apprentice from the movie Fantasia, which was released by Disney. We are going to be talking about the witch and the warlock. I do just want to say that for me, you can look up the technical definitions if you so desire, but the word wizard and the word warlock to me are essentially meaning the same thing. So they might have a few different meanings going on, but in this case, the wizard and the warlock are going to be utilized interchangeably by me, and my definition for those two words in this video is going to be a masculine principle that practices magic and utilizes source energy. The word witch in this video is going to be the feminine principle of someone who utilizes magic. So now that we're on the same page, let's get started. So I received a message yesterday and it basically told me to look up on YouTube the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So that's what I got. I watched the video and I received information in regards to that. So I do recommend, if you would feel more comfortable before proceeding in with what I'm going to say here, is just look up on YouTube the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I will also have a link to the exact video that I'm referring to here in the description box. So I would put clips up, but YouTube gonna take that shit down. So I'm just gonna be inserting pics here if I feel necessary. So Fantasia is a Disney film that came out in 1940, and I don't know why I was guided to this. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna see a lot of mystical musings and metaphors in there. So this movie, I think I might have seen bits and pieces of this movie over the years, but it never really called to me to actually sit down and watch the whole entire thing. So I'm not gonna talk about the bulk of the movie here. I'm just gonna be talking about this video clip of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, the scene with Mickey Mouse, and he is wearing a wizard's hat. So it's just going to be the video that I refer to down below. That being said, I was guided to watch this and I received information regarding this particular video because we all know how occult symbolism works, don't we? Especially in the fucking wonderful realm of Disney. The Sorcerer's Apprentice. In this scene, what I am seeing, the wizard hat number one that Mickey Mouse is wearing. He is also wearing a red robe. We know what that means, so I'm getting like druid priest type of vibes where they're working magic, things like that. We also have the wizard's cap, which can signify Merlin the magician because he wears that conical shaped hat. The sorcerer, the one who's already attained his mastery over the elements in the third dimensional realm, he's conducting a little spell, he's doing his magic, he's working his magic, he's doing what he got to do. So we see the symbolism of Mickey. He's sort of hiding in the shadows and he's just observing this sorcerer at work, and then we see the symbolism of the butterfly that comes out from whatever magic the sorcerer is weaving in the scene, and we see butterfly, which is the signal for transformation. So this is Mickey as the unenlightened one observing the enlightened one, how he masters command over third dimensional instruments. So he is a sorcerer. He is utilizing source energy. That's why we have sorcerer, sorceress, because if we want to look at the spelling of sorcerer, we can see that if you add a U, what do we have in there? We have a sorcerer, because they are utilizing source energy to bend it and mold it to their very whim. So that's one thing that I saw with the source energy. This can go for as well the magician, the high priestess, the sorcerer, the sorceress. This is someone who is utilizing magic to get what they want on the third dimensional plane. So Mickey is observing the sorcerer utilizing all of the instruments of source that he has in front of him, and the butterfly is symbolism for the transformation that Mickey is now about to go through in the scene. I feel like a weirdo keeps saying Mickey, 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 because I'm just thinking like Tony Basil. That's seriously, I just, whatever, okay, that's a pimp ass fucking jam though too. So after Mickey observes the sorcerer, because Mickey I suppose is the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Remember, I didn't see this movie, but I'm just gonna go by logic. It kind of seems like Mickey is the Sorcerer's Apprentice, at least in that scene of the movie. So Mickey has on his little druid robe, which is red. We know about the color red, and he has on the wizard cap. So Mickey, being a wizard or a warlock, remember I said we were going to use these two words interchangeably because they pretty much boil down to like the same thing, the same element, you know. Mickey has the conical hat on, which means that he is now practicing magic. So we see a broom, and we have these two buckets that are filled with water, and so I guess Mickey is supposed to be carrying water to the well, dumping water there, taking fresh water out. I don't know. Remember, I didn't see the movie, all right? That's just no shade. I didn't see the movie. I don't know, but whatever. In this scene, Mickey is doing some shit with water, which basically I just saw that. I said symbolism, water, subconscious mind, feminine principle, feminine aspect. Mickey wearing the conical pointy hat, and I don't know what the hat really means, to be honest. To me, the symbolism I'm just seeing there is that it is a phallic symbol, which means driving force, masculine energy, and it's pointed. So it's pointing, driving the subconscious mind, because the conical hat is masculine. Remember, we're looking at wizard and warlock as the masculine principle of mind. So Mickey is representative of the masculine principle because he dropped the water buckets. I don't know if he dropped them, but he stopped carrying the water buckets. He stopped carrying the burden, the weight of his subconscious mind. Remember, water, subconscious mind, emotions, symbolism. So you see somewhere in the scene that Mickey dumps out the water. He's releasing the emotions, and now he's just simply the masculine driving force instructing a broom what to do. So you see Mickey trying to manipulate the broom with his mind and with his hands. A lot of wizards and witches and warlocks, you know, hands. Probably a reason why I talk with my hands a lot. So you see Mickey, he's already dropped the subconscious, because remember, one can get ensnared inside the energy of the subconscious, and the subconscious can sway the spaceship, which is the conscious mind. And even though the conscious mind is the one that is projecting and commanding the subconscious mind, it can still get lost in the waves, in the depths of what's going on in the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is so much larger. So Mickey is the driving force. He's utilizing masculine energy because he's wearing the conical direction, phallic, I am symbol, masculine energy, driving force, I command you, broom. So the broom to me is symbolism, not only because the broom is essentially going to start carrying the water properly to Mickey's liking in this little clip here, but also because the broom is typically associated with witches. So that's why we have Mickey being the wizard or the warlock, because he's depicted wearing the conical hat. And then we have the broom, which is symbolism that dates back many years to being associated with witches. So I actually wanted to look this up before I filmed this, just because I was like, wait, I thought I knew what was going on, why witches were associated with the brooms, but I wanted to just double check and make sure. So I'm not going to explain the history of it, but basically hundreds of years ago, witches were associated with brooms because there were these psychedelic plants that would help elevate the user of the psychedelic plant to a higher state of consciousness. And these psychedelics were not so pleasant if they were inserted orally and chewed up and swallowed and go through the digestive tract. So the ones who wanted to utilize the qualities of these psychedelic plants, I don't know how they discovered it, but apparently they discovered that it can seep in through the skin, like the pores in your skin, and then they would be able to experience the psychedelic trip of these plants without the gastrointestinal tract being involved. So they were more comfortable during these psychedelic trips. And the way that they were absorbed through the skin, a prevalent way was through body orifices. So under the armpit was mentioned that could produce the effects of the plant, but it was more common to have the psychedelic plant be inserted in the basement region, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the broom comes in, and that's where the witch stereotype comes in, because someone who is in a state of elevated consciousness, such as a psychedelic experience, what happens is that they are going to be acting differently than those around them. They're going to appear like they're in maybe a state of ecstasy or what have you. But these individuals who were ingesting these plants and in that psychedelic experience, they looked like they were having a grand old motherfucking time. So they would be dancing and they would be riding the broomstick. I think you catch my drift with that, because remember, these plants have to be inserted somehow, so handle of the broomstick. I couldn't figure out if it was like oil of these plants or if it was like these dried leaves of these plants that were maybe ground up and then put in some sort of oil mixture on that end of the broom. But either which way, they were having a jolly good time
riding the motherfucking broom.
And they looked like they were in sheer ecstasy because they were having a psychedelic experience whilst riding the broom, and so therefore they looked abnormal. They didn't look like the rest of the normies walking around, you know, because they're riding a broomstick literally in the throes of ecstasy. So that's how witches became associated with broomsticks, because it's like, wait, what are these people doing? They're not like the rest of us. They're in an elevated state. They're not acting like a caricature in the Matrix is supposed to, I reckon. So that out of the way, the symbolism with Mickey commanding the broom, which is associated with the witch, is that because Mickey Mouse being the warlock, I mean, this video got a lot going on. That's all I gotta say. Like, there's a lot going on, okay? So Mickey Mouse being the warlock, because remember, he's in the wizard's hat. We're using wizard and warlock interchangeably. He's the masculine principle. The witch, because witches are typically associated with feminine energy. Okay, I'm not saying all witches are of a female identification. I'm not saying that, but witches, it's typically associated with divine feminine energy. So witches, from what I channeled, because we want to unify the witch and the warlock. Now we have Mickey as the warlock, conscious mind, driving force. The warlock is the masculine principle, declaring unto the witch energy, which is the feminine principle of the mind, which is why it's with the broom, the witch's broom, witch, feminine energy. Mickey Mouse is commanding via his conscious mind, because he dropped the water, he dropped whatever the subconscious was doing. Now he's giving the subconscious mind new orders. So the broom, as a representative of the witch energy, the feminine, the subconscious mind, stands up at attention. Yes, master, what do you want me to do? So then Mickey instructs it through his consciousness. Okay, now you're going to take these buckets and you're going to fill them with fresh, clean, pristine, sparkling water from a fountain. because that's what's depicted in the scene. So that's how I viewed that whole clip as being, because now we have the fresh water that's going into the subconscious mind, the broom. Now the broom is handling it according to Mickey's wishes, because Mickey, as the masculine principle, the I am, the warlock, the wizard, he is commanding in the masculine principle, I declare you will do as such that I tell you to. And the subconscious mind, the witch energy with the broom, is saying, yes, master, I will do what you tell me, and I will multiply that which you set forth for me to do. So old subconscious, that old programming with the water that was dumped out of the buckets, that's wiped away. Now we're going into the new, the fresh, the pristine water from the fountain. Subconscious mind is wiped clear. It's like wiping, I guess, the memory off of a computer or something. You're like resetting the entire computer, so everything, it's wiped away. Now the subconscious mind is sparkling, shiny. It's like bubbly, fizzy water. It's all happy now, because now the subconscious, even though it is more massive and it must accept what the conscious mind wants it to do, now the subconscious is in this pure, pristine state of emotion. So it's calm waters. No longer can the conscious mind be beguiled into delving into those rough waters again, because the conscious mind is the driving force, but the subconscious, without any type of direction, it's just going to be all over the place. So now this Mickey, his masculine principle, commanded his feminine principle, his subconscious mind, you will do what I say. I am the wizard. I am the sorcerer. And therefore now the broom is going to behave in accordance with what Mickey wants. So the broom is going to be the subconscious mind, now calm, waiting for instruction, and being wiped free of those emotions that were toiling with the conscious mind, trying to beckon it to come play. But the conscious mind says, you take motherfucking orders from me. So that's how I see it, as representative of the witch and the warlock energy. This has nothing, in this video, in this context, this has nothing to do with if someone is a man or a woman and they identify as a witch or a warlock, because you could be either which one of those and identify as whoever you do. It does not matter. I'm not talking about that a warlock is greater or less than a witch or vice versa. This is strictly for the purpose of what I channeled with this video. They are, again, two polarities of mind. Warlock, driving force, masculine principle, I am. And then we have witch, feminine, submissive energy, I accept without reason. So I am, you declare it as such unto the subconscious mind. I accept that which you would like me to produce more of for you. So with this clip of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, we do know that Disney has a whole shit ton of occult symbolism. That's just what I saw from this one little snippet. So again, I don't know what the whole movie is about. Maybe if I'm called to watch another part of it or the whole thing, I will at some point. But this is just in regards to this snippet, because when the universe tells me to look up something, I'ma look me that the motherfuck up. So as per what my initial channeled quote said in the beginning, if you want to be a wizard now. We're tying it all together. This is what you are always in a state of being. So if you want to be a wizard and you want to govern properly your conscious mind, the warlock aspect, with the subconscious mind, the witch aspect, be the wizard now. Be that I amness now, and impart on your surroundings that which you would like to see it do. Because much like Mickey in this little snippet of a clip, what he's doing, he is imparting his will as the wizard onto his two aspects of mind, which are the conscious and the subconscious. So now he, from his enlightened higher state, sees his conscious mind, sees what the purpose of his conscious mind is, what it can do, The conscious mind then is driven by soul, source energy, utilizing everything with source, with a U, much like a sorcerer or a sorceress would. And the subconscious mind now is going to do exactly what the wizard, through the masculine mind principle, declares unto the feminine subconscious mind principles. So if you want to be a wizard, be the wizard now, because if you want to be that, everything is all connected, everything is one. So declare anything in your experience at the present moment of what you desire it to be. Be it now. Know right now that you are in charge of both principles of your mind from your higher self. Be it now. Declare to the conscious mind with certainty that which you expect the subconscious mind to produce more of, and boom, there you go. You are a motherfucking wizard, and you are it now. I'm Oculus, the alien next door, and we will chit chat again soon.